fam, it's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Here with a short video to explain the aspects. Now this video is a compendium and can be further utilized with my book, How to Read Natal Charts Easily and Effectively. Now the most often question that I get about charts is understanding the aspects. And aspects are often misunderstood based on it not being explained thoroughly. But after a short explanation on the aspects, I'll give you an easy way to remember them. Now, every aspect within astrology comes with a light side and a dark side. No aspect, placement, or position is inherently good or bad. Now, if this sounds confusing, relax. I'll walk you through the major aspects. Now, in understanding the aspects, we will utilize the analogy of the store. Utilizing analogies is a great teaching method for astrology because it tends to correspond celestial concepts to our human life. Now we'll break the aspects up into three groups: harmonic aspects, dynamic aspects, and neutral aspects. Our harmonic aspects are the trine and the sextile, while our dynamic aspects are an opposition and a square. Our neutral aspects are a conjunction. Now, like I said, we'll use the analogy of the store to explain each of these aspects. Our first aspect is a trine. So, as reference to our analogy, a trine could represent the feeling of being good in the sense of you don't need to go to the store. I'm good. I got enough food at the house. I know that the Krogers exist, but right now I just don't need to go. So in understanding the trine, these are placements that represents comfort. And comfort could relate to stagnancy, where you're so comfortable, maybe you even need to go to the store, but you just don't want to. Comfort could also relate to ease. Like I said, each placement or aspect has a light side and a dark side. So if you do have a trine in your chart, that represents an easy harmonic aspect that may be overlooked. So understanding the house and planet and what planets correspond, you could kind of see the things that you're naturally have the innate ability to grasp. And also this could lead to stagnancy. This could lead to ease. This is a slow, constant action of understanding. And this represents the planetary placement of Jupiter. So in your chart, in the book, if you have a definition for your Jupiter, then you could also have a definition for your trines as well. So what does your Jupiter say to you? What your Jupiter says to you is also what your trines represent. So that's a simple way to understand it. Sextiles now are more of an effort, more of an action understanding to the store, meaning that if I wanted to go to the store, I could. I got a car. I know where the store is at. It's very easy for me to go to the store. Therefore, Uranus just is a placement that requires effort. Now, this doesn't mean that it's impossible, and it's things that you feel as though you could do. Also, in the terms of relationships to the planets, it represents a particular energy exchange or creation. So example would be if I have a Mars sextile Mercury, the effort then becomes if I'm able to act on what I think, then I'll reconcile that sextile quite easily. And this is very simple, but the trouble in this is understanding that it requires effort from you, where a lot of times when we're factoring in anything spiritual, the human idea is that things are just supposed to come to them without any effort. So the planetary influence of a sextile is Mercury. Mercury has everything to do with our communication, our ability to think outside of the box, and then also just our ability to be sexual, our ability to be fun, and all of these things. Now, sexual, funny, these are all things that require effort. It requires you to look at life and kind of introspect on it. So our sextiles then are represented by our Mercury. If you can look at your chart, understand what your Mercury means to you, then you could also understand what your sextiles represent. Moving further, we're dealing with the dynamic aspects, which represent opposition and squares. Now, to understand dynamic, you have to understand the etymology of the word, which represents mechanical forces that are not in balance. So in balancing these aspects, they actually give you power. That's the reference that we're using for dynamic. Now, in our store analogy, an opposition represents the need to go to the store. And the need to go to the store indicates that you don't know how to get to the store. So there's a contrast. The store might be across the town. It might not be on the bus route. You may not have a vehicle, and you need to figure out how to get to the store because you need this particular thing. So this is the actual motivation to begin to do things in your chart. So an opposition represents something that can really give you power, but you need to bring these two forces together. So any opposition in your chart represents an actual power that you could access and utilize in this moment. So the planetary influence of your dynamic opposition would be Saturn, because Saturn is the law of karma. Now, the thing of karma, it restricts and it also rewards depending on how the interplay is. If you understand what you need to do and you do it, you're rewarded. So the most important thing to understand with an opposition and a square is by understanding them, even though they're difficult placements, by balancing them, you find power. Now, opposition is the need to go to the store. A square is the reality that you cannot make it to the store, but you may want to go to the store, but you can't because the store is in another country. And you're like on YouTube learning about this like restaurant, but you just can't go. And if you can't go, then there needs to be some balancing within your being, or else you're going to be sad and upset that you can't go to the store. But another part is just accepting the fact that you can't go to the store. So therefore, Mars represent the irreconcilabilities that are in our chart. And if you do have squares in your chart, there are blockages that maybe you just can't get into that space. Maybe the store is closed, and if the store is closed, there's literally nothing you could do about it. If you need that product now, you either have to wait or order online. So there has to be some action to deal with the fact of the matter, and there's no way around it. But in balancing it, in acting out of this frustration, desperation, you're actually awakening what you need to awaken within yourself. Squares are the most powerful aspects in your chart, and understanding your squares, if you don't understand anything else, you access a level of power that most people never access, because the squares are the things that arouse you out of negative situations. It induces panic. It also alerts you to an action-reaction law of cause and effect. Now, the law of cause and effect is reversed in modern society, where astrology teaches you to act and react from your actions. The world teaches you to react from other people's actions. So in understanding your squares, are you the actor or are you the reactor? And if you understand that you're the actor, then you utilize the principle of a square, which is found in Mars, the planet of action. So in understanding a square in your chart, you understand how you respond to the world or how the world responds to you. If you are an actor, then the world reacts to you. If you are a reactor, then you are a victim of the world. So dealing with this actual square is the most powerful aspect, if I haven't said that yet. Finally, we're dealing with a conjunction, and this is really understanding the root of your chart. If you have any conjunction, Sun-Mercury conjunction, a lot of people born in the 90s have a Uranus-Neptune conjunction. These conjunctions, depending on the house and the actual constellation that they are, represent new energy. And when we talk about new energy, it means a culmination, and it's something very new that is what your spirit represents or what your action and being represents. And this is a union of particular energies that you necessarily can't read in a book. There's something that you have to really investigate and understand about yourself. So that's why the book is powerful, because you're able to pinpoint, okay, my sun means this and my moon means that, and they're conjunct in Aries. So I have a full understanding of my energy where I couldn't necessarily read it in a book, because conjunctions are either oppositional or harmonic. Now, an oppositional understanding of this could be sun and the moon, right? A sun and moon conjunction is oppositional. The moon is subconscious. The sun is very much of a assertive, present reality type of thing. And these things don't necessarily work well together unless you understand them. And then you do understand them, they tend to work in great tandem. So understanding you may have a Mars-Venus conjunction, understanding what those means, because a Mars-Venus is somewhat harmonious or oppositional. It just depends if you can balance your active and feminine principle within yourself. If you balance these forces, then they're harmonic. But if you're just if you're a woman and you have a Mars and Venus conjunction, it's good to have an active principle as well as a receptive principle, because those things balance out. Now, if you are a man and you have a Mars and Venus, maybe you need to practice more in receiving and being receptive to things and to people, as well as utilizing what comes natural to you, your active principle. So conjunctions are very interesting within themselves. They are the most personal, unique aspects that you could kind of play with and kind of research and understand, because the concentration of these energies, they condense and create a brand new thing. And the idea is, once they're condensed and they create this brand new thing, like if I mix chocolate powder and milk, it becomes chocolate milk. Now, I can't never take that chocolate milk and make it back regular milk again. Once it's chocolate milk, and that's what it is. It's not gonna change. So within this, these are our unforgiving aspects. It could represent some physical deformity or just a disability or something within that space, that within our being or within our experience, nothing we could do could change what this conjunction represents. So we could try to change it, you understand, or we could understand it. So therefore, understanding the reason why I would even want to go to the store is the conjunction finally. So hopefully we could understand that. Let me give you a quick run through to explain one by one. So a trine, in the analogy to the store, is just being satisfied. I got everything that I need. I don't need to go to the store for nothing. A sextile is, if I wanted to go to the store, I could if I wanted to. An opposition is the realization that I need to go to the store and it might be a long trip, but I know it's gonna be a long trip, but I need to go to the store, so it don't matter. A square is, I can't go to the store, but I really, really want to, but there's nothing I can do, and I need to understand that I can't go to the store, so let me figure out what else I can do. Any alternatives, anything around this that I could do to actually satisfy my needs. And really, if I want to understand my needs, then I deal with my conjunctions, understanding the roots, understanding this need of, since there is no store that I can get to that's close around, I'll make me my own store. I'll deal with my own distributors and my own vendors and provide the store for my town, because there is no store like this around my town. So I hope that was helpful. I just wanted to do a real quick video on speaking on the aspects. Hopefully you took your notes. Hopefully this video was helpful. Also, be sure to check out my book, How to Read Natal Charts Easily and Effectively. This is not a promotion. This is more of a advisement that if you want to understand your chart and you want to understand it in your words, if you want to deal with it, how you want to deal with it and grow from it, how you want to grow from it, utilize this workbook. And I'll also put out videos like this to help you work through this workbook. If there's anything in the book that you don't fully understand or anything that you need me to do a video on, please let me know, because this video is a result of people asking me questions about the book. And instead of just doing a one-off and having a private conversation, I figured it'd help more people. Since a lot of people have already bought the book, they can reference this actual website. They can actually reference this video as a resource that goes along with the book, because everything that goes with the book and all the content that is associated with the book is not necessarily to help me, it's definitely to help you. So hopefully you are helped by this content, and if you are not, Please let me know. If you need more clarification, please let me know, because that's the goal of this thing. Now, I'm the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com. Anything about me or my book, please check the descriptions or the pinned comment. And yeah, talk to you guys later. Peace.